Have you ever dealt with anxiety or depression? You ever deal with that
Oh
stuff?
man. Um, I think I never did really. I would get stage fright. Like I don't mean to make light of this at all. But like before I go on stage, I get nervous.
You want to throw up?
Yeah. My stomach gets sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you got to take a shit.
But that, yeah, 100%. Got to take,
yeah, I feel the same way.
Got to find a little 10-2 action. But the thing is, man, is like, no. And I have family members who have dealt with mental health stuff and anxiety and depression and stuff. Very important to me to let them know, like, there's no shame in this. This is just something that people deal with. So let's talk about it. Let's get it out there in the open.
Yeah.
After the pandemic, I went back to work on Lucifer and I had my first ever panic attack. And
So you did have a panic attack?
I did. I have seen people go through things and you don't really have we can't have an understanding fully of what is happening to a human being in that moment.
No.
Unless you've also, and I don't say this lightly. It was, we had come back to work and I had this, it was an out of body. I had to get off of the stage. I had to get out of all these, because we had masks on, we had all this stuff on. We were put in like individual tents. I had to breathe. I had to get outside, and I had like, and I have.
Did you tell anyone, or were you embarrassed? Because this happened to me, and I was embarrassed, so I didn't tell anyone.
No, I talked about it. I went in immediately, actually, and I said,
I wish I would.
I think I might have had a panic attack. Like I was sweating in a way that I couldn't breathe. I have asthma. So I've every now and then in a moment where like I can't catch my breath, I've got to breathe through a pinhole and I've got to really focus. My vision starts to completely close. It started to feel like that, but it wasn't an attack like that. And then I had something similar.
It's tingling. You get the tingling.
It was like they weren't even there.
Yeah.
It was like they weren't even there. And I was like ripping stuff off as I was leaving the stage. But I think that was very situational for me. Sure. I don't carry it with me an awful lot. People out there might not understand. Like when we went back to work on the other side of the pandemic, the things that we had to do at work, people were in full hazmat gowns, double masked with like shields over their faces.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I had panic attacks every day.
So, and then once you're on the stage, they had different colored lanes and you could only walk in your lane.
No.
So you had like purple level crew, red level crew, green level crew, like
I'm
white level
colorblind.
crew.
I'd fuck it all.
Oh my God. It's all brown to you.
Yeah. It's just all like, yeah,
that's
true.
But I was, and you could only walk one way. There was one way traffic. Everybody had to walk in a way where they were not following each other.
That's a panic.
It was insane. Oh. So it very well just could have been situational. And then the only other time I've had it, I had to tell people at the Masked Singer, I need you to get me off the stage, and we were shooting at a sound stage that had an isolated basketball court in the back corner of this studio lot, but there are live fans there, and I did the dress rehearsal, and the fans were outside waiting to come in for the actual performance. And so they had to like sneak me out the back and get me on a golf cart and drive me to the back corner of the lot. And I had to get out. I had a 35-pound head. I was in a foam costume. I was a gumball machine.
Dude, I'm getting a panic attack thinking about this right now.
Those are the only two times I've really dealt with it. So now I have a sense of it. So now I really have, and this is what we all need to have. I think, May was...